So I just saw a hilarious article from CBS recently, and it came out said experts say U.S. is among the 10 most dangerous nations for women, and this itself is just laughable. And it's like above the US was India, Afghanistan, Syria, Somalia, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Yemen, Nigeria, and the Republic of Congo. But somehow all the nations like Honduras, Mexico, Guatemala, all of these places that are funneling into America for apparently safety are safer for women than America. So this pretty much destroys the whole argument that they're making about the illegal aliens crossing the border for asylum to escape the drug cartels, escape violence. Because according to these experts, America is way more dangerous for women than North Korea is. Like I said, Mexico, Honduras, all these places that have the age of consent to like 15, 14, like sometimes 12. Like all these places are somehow safer. So it doesn't really make sense that all these people would be escaping crime and violence to go into a place that is more dangerous, that has more crime and violence, and it is deadlier. Like, right? So right there, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And this is clearly a political move. Like, whoever put them, rated them as number 10. Like, this is just to make the leftists, the feminists in America feel more oppressed, make them more irate, make them go out and be more like a mob and shit. Because it's like they keep feeding this into people's minds, like, you are oppressed, America is horrible to you, you have no rights compared to anybody else, where that's just blatantly false. Women have the right in America to actually defend themselves with guns in a lot of different states, whereas women all over the world do not have that right. So, and if anything, if you are right and America isn't that safe for women, why is that the case? If it was safer for women before and now it's less safe, and you've only had more immigration and not less, then you can kind of deduce that maybe the massive amounts of illegals crossing the border is having an impact on the way that women are being treated, right? Because if you look at the amount of people being convicted for assaulting young girls, sexually assaulting young girls, it is disproportionately Hispanic men. So, if your data is correct, it's because you are not watching the border, you're not enforcing your laws, and you're bringing in a bunch of people who are abusing girls. There's a reason why a lot of the girls that cross the border take contraceptive before they cross it. Is because they know they're most likely going to be raped or assaulted. So maybe they're counting all these things that are going on right at the border or something as, I don't know, American or something. But this is clearly nonsense. It's just to make a lot of liberals feel like, yeah, they're oppressed. And this is going to make a bunch of leftist feminists go on the street and be like, we're number 10 in dangerous places in the world by these experts, these 550 experts. Experts in what? Like, really? Do you really need to go to school necessarily to figure out that women are being treated worse than men or whatever? Like, you just need to, like, analyze data and stuff, right? You don't need to go and learn a whole ideological bent and position in order to observe data and to look at it and come up with things that are going on, right? And to get information from that data. You don't need to go to the gender studies to learn how to analyze it. So it's clear these are clearly just propagandists, and that this was clearly political. It has nothing to do with the actual data that they're looking at. It's just to, get more people in America angry at Trump and to try to vote him out, because they're going to obviously tie this to him. Be like, oh, well, since Trump has been in office, the place has become more dangerous to women. So if you vote him out, it's going to be safer, and we'll put you higher up in the we won't put you in the number 10 anymore if you get rid of Trump, which is bullshit. You know, if you want women to be safer, allow them to carry weapons. Stop importing, or stop letting illegals come in to the border and murder people. I'm not saying they're all murderous and all this shit, but every death that happens because of an illegal is a death that would not have happened if he wasn't there. So, you know, I hate these stupid statistics that the Washington Post and all these people have been releasing lately. It's like, see, they don't commit much more crime than the average citizen, or they even do a little bit less. And it's like, first of all, probably because a lot of it is not being reported. You know, they do a lot of hit and runs because obviously they're not going to wait around to have the police apprehend them and look at their shit. So yeah, they're not going to stick around like around the scene of the crime, or, you know, like other people may do, right? But like, it's irrelevant even if they're committing less crime. If they're committing crime at all, that's an issue, and that's a crime that wouldn't have existed. Deaths, rapes, 2 girls that wouldn't have happened if they weren't there. Like, look at that Kate Stein girl. Like, she died because of an illegal immigrant, because an illegal alien that was turned away like 5 different times, you know, and kept coming back into the country. So you know, America, it's, if anything, if it is getting worse for women, it's the left's fault. It's the left's fault for you know, increasing the welfare state, increasing the single mother rate with incentives, with negative incentives. And then this is also increasing violence towards men and women as a whole. So yeah, like you know, if anything, if it has been raising, it's due to them. It's their fault for why it's raising. If we look at the numbers specifically, you know, they'll be like, they might find some disparities and be like, okay, it's not all white men that are doing this, okay, but it's still their fault somehow, because, you know, it's because of Trump, the way he speaks and grabbing pussies, and people wouldn't be raping if he didn't say that right now. You know, it's really Trump's fault. So, you know, this is just propaganda. It's not true. America is not a dangerous place for women, more so than anywhere else in the Western world. You know, everywhere else, the places that they're coming from, like Honduras, Guatemala, all these other places, these places are more dangerous for women, right? So it's insane that these places were not, that America was placed in front of these places. Like, it's mind-boggling, and I think most people should be able to see through this, because, you know, if you just apply your own logic, just think about your own life and be like, are women really held down, or is it really more dangerous for them in our society than other societies? And I don't think it takes much thinking to come to the understanding that, like, oh, okay, yeah, no, it's actually pretty good here. There's a reason why a lot of people are trying to immigrate to America. It's because it has a lot of freedoms, a lot of economic mobility. It's not because it's a more dangerous place than the place they are leaving, right? Maybe, yeah, to some degree, maybe if they're coming from, like, I don't know, England or something like that, then yeah, America is going to be more dangerous to some degree, right, than some other Western country. But you're comparing it to a different country, and England has, you know, it's fairly homogenous still, whereas America, you know, there is it's very multicultural. There is going to be more violence, especially when you do have a huge unguarded open border where people are funneling drugs in, they're funneling gang members, MS-13 people who are coming in, setting people on fire, cutting heads off, cutting limbs off. Like these people are making it more dangerous. But yeah, it's a nonsense bullshit article anyways. These are not experts. They just say they're experts. So the average citizen or average normal consumer of news looks at this and they're like, oh, well, the media says they're professional, they're experts, they must know what they're talking about. But I'm sure if you just look into the data, how they're actually coming up with these numbers, it's going to be, they'll be able to see through the bullshit. You never believe statistics. These are the most malleable things out there. And all you need to do is take one thing out, put something else in, not cover one thing, cover something else, and it can completely change the outcome of the statistics in the end. But that's all I pretty much had to say on this. If you like my content, subscribe and have a good day. See ya.